This book festival went so badly, it's being called the Fyre Fest of Books. It includes a lack of decorations.
Looks like she went to dollar store to get one bag of fake rose petals as the decoration.
Spicy book vendors.
Meet Limp Larry and Firm Frank.
And a lavender romance ball that the event organizer is hoping people will forget. Unfortunately, their apology went viral on TikTok, causing dozens of horror stories to come out of the mess. Well, I went through all of it. So by the end of the video, you'll be caught up on everything you need to know about the Fyre Fest of Books. Thank you to the viewers who recommended today's story. If you're able to find something anywhere near this crazy, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. I've also started a new Patreon and added channel memberships. You can help support the channel and get your name in every video by joining any of the 3 tiers. Now, let's just get into it. A Million Lives Book Festival was held on May 2nd and 3rd at the Baltimore Convention Center in Maryland. The festival was put on by Archer Fantasy Events, which is led by a woman named Grace Marchot. I'm not sure if she's the only person behind the company. One TikToker pointed out that Grace is also an author, and writes under the name Grace Willows. She describes A Million Lives Book Festival as the perfect event to make more bookish friends, adding the event will include a vendor hall, panels, a content creation room, fandom cosplay meetups, a cosplay competition, and a ball. Before you're caught off guard by some of the things later in the video, this is a romance novel festival. Someone refers to it as a spicy book convention. Tickets to get in included $50 for Saturday access to the vendor hall, cosplay meetups, and content creation room, $150 for 2-day access to everything just mentioned, and an event swag bag. The most expensive $250 ticket to everything just mentioned, and the Lavender Romance Ball. And just in case you were worried this beautifully designed website was made with AI, Grace specifically states in their core values that they're against it. For authors interested in attending the event, the website's interest form says, "This event is a festival that has some Comic-Con elements for book lovers of all kinds. The event will have 1,200 attendees, panels, a content creation room, cosplayer meetups, children's events, and a ball, 21+. The forum also notes that there'll be a non-refundable $150 fee, which will cover one 8-foot table and tablecloth, and a full access ticket to everything during the event. On top of this, the festival provides a number of author services for an additional cost. I'm not going to read all this, so pause it or read really fast if you want to see what was offered. Vendors interested in attending the event were given similar information, including the $150 fee. Influencers could apply using a different form, which asked them if they have any triggers. I don't know how they have this question, but nothing about accessibility or disability assistance on any of the forms. Sponsors were invited to participate via the following levels: Book Lover for free, Book Worm for $100, Book Wyvern for $250, or Book Dragon for $500. The schedule on Friday, May 2nd ran from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., including a number of panels, cosplay meetups, and a bookish song collective performance. On Saturday, the vendor hall started at 9 a.m., followed by a cosplay competition. Then there were more panels in writers' rooms, and later that night, from 7 to 11 p.m., they held the Lavender Romance Ball. The panels seemed to include somewhere between 4 to 11 people each, covering topics like the journey of being an independent author, writing diversity, crafting compelling character, and the art of voice. Here's a map of the festival, which shows 101 authors and vendors participating. Below the map, there's a list of which rooms the panels, song collective, and cosplay meetups would be in. Now, what actually happened at A Million Lives Book Festival? Were there 1,200 attendees? Well, more like 50 to 60. And the lack of attendance meant there were more authors and vendors than attendees by more than double. One author who sent in their fee and sponsor payment in January claims they saw Archer Fantasy Events selling tickets for 40% off before the festival began.
And then I saw the only posts on Archer Fantasy Events socials were offering the tickets at 40% off. That's when I knew that ain't nobody was coming.
For decorations, these authors say there was a single bag of rose petals.
Looks like she went to dollar store to get one bag of fake rose petals as the decoration, and then just a bunch of random books on the table saying that was the compensation for swag bags.
And I sent my husband a picture of it, and he said it looks like a Pokemon tournament.
Once all the authors and vendors showed up, things looked a little bit more festive. I came across one vendor who shared a video of the event hall and some of the chainmail artwork she's selling.
When you're a chainmailer at a spicy book convention, meet Limp Larry and Firm Frank.
I also found a video from an author selling their Savannah Bananas themed romance novel. Here's a video of the Savannah Bananas for reference. One post on Threads detailed some of the things the event was missing. There were no badges to differentiate people between authors, vendors, and attendees. The promised swag bags were completely missing. Some bags were given out, but they didn't include any of the items or infos that sponsors and authors sent in. There were no decorations at the ball or author signings. There was no food or cash bar. There was no official schedule posted for the panels. Panel authors were given little to no information for the panels they were on. Most of the panels were too large, with panel members outnumbering the attendees. There was no music at the ball, and no way to make announcements, so the organizer would just shout over the room when it was time for lunch. However, the main room wouldn't actually close for lunch, so many authors just stayed at their tables. At the ball, we found out where the entire bag of rose petals was used. And around 30 people showed up, but it was mostly authors. A TikTok about the ball shared there was no DJ.
Our security guard felt sorry for us and brought a shower speaker or some kind of speaker from his home and let us play music on it. And there were a total of around 30, mostly authors, that came to the ball.
Very soon after the ball was over, maybe before it was supposed to end, Grace posted an apology to the Archer Fantasy Events socials. It now has over 1.6 million views on TikTok. In the apology, Grace, the event organizer, says sorry for the ball not meeting expectations.
Hi everybody, I am wanting to issue a formal apology. I do understand that the ball tonight was not set up to standards. There were a lot of issues with getting set up and it was not set up well. I want to apologize. If you would like a refund, please contact me and I will issue a refund immediately. Thank you.
People who saw the video and other posts about the event questioned why she didn't mention anything else about the festival, and why she won't refund any of the authors and vendors, many of whom failed to turn any profit, and ended up losing money on the table fees and more. One team of authors, going to a big book signing event for the first time, shared on Threads saying one of them flew in from Florida to attend. The two of them spent hundreds of dollars ordering books, expecting to sell to 10% of the 500 to 600 attendees, who they were told already bought tickets. She also wrote that they felt the event organizer was gaslighting them the entire weekend, adding that some of the stories about why things were going wrong were outrageous. Blame was shifted to everyone else. No responsibility was taken. However, they say the silver lining was getting to meet some new readers, authors, and vendors. After the festival, even more organizer missteps were revealed, when an indie bookseller named Four Seasons Books exposed the event organizer on Threads, saying they were invited to participate as the indie bookstore partner for the event, to which they declined after reviewing the event's logistics. On February 25th, 2025, their event manager asked about ticket sales, The organizers stated they had sold mid 500 tickets, expecting between 600 to 800 attendees. After they declined, Four Seasons Books found their name was still used by the organizer to communicate with authors or attendees. They end the thread by apologizing to any event participants that may have been misled by the false claims. Okay, believe it or not, there's been an update to the story after I stopped recording. Archer Fantasy Events has now posted 3 updated statements to their TikTok. The first one says, AML refunds. I wholeheartedly apologize for how the event turned out this weekend. We are currently processing refunds as fast as we can. All refunds will be processed by May 31st. We thank and appreciate you for your patience. Still has the comments turned off. The second statement says, we take full responsibility for the way that AML was handled. We are doing refunds for every attendee, author, and vendor. We are also canceling all of our future events and will be processing refunds for those as well. The last one says, please support the authors and vendors of AML. But that's everything I was able to find out. I'm sure more experiences will be posted on Threads and TikTok soon. Now that you have all the details behind A Million Lives Book Festival, I want to know, what do you think about everything? Please tell me that, along with any story updates or things I missed, down in the comments. Thank you so much to any new Patreon or channel members. I appreciate you so much for making it all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.